guys, welcome back to another episode of Just Jay the Podcast. We are in season 6, episode 3. Welcome. I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope we just have a lot to talk about because I have a lot to talk about. So let me just get into my intro. I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you guys are enjoying the season so far. I hope you guys enjoyed my last collab, which was last Friday with Hollywood P. That was an amazing episode. I had a lot of fun recording that episode. We shot that episode at 631 Studios, which is a amazing just environment for, young creatives on Long Island. They have recording studios, podcast studios, all of that. So shout out to 631 because that was such a good experience for me. Also, make sure you tune into my Instagram because I've been posting a lot of like the behind the scenes things that I've been doing. And I have a really, really cool reel on there about me transforming the podcast studio at Studio 631 into my own. So I have been getting a lot of love on Instagram. I've been getting a lot of love on social media in general because I think ever since I dropped season 6 and came back, I've just been getting a lot of love on everything that I've been doing. So I'm very grateful. I love y'all. I love all my fans. Y'all are so cool. Like, I am so excited. I think that as I continue to grow, it's a new year, 2023. It's January 25th right now that I'm recording this. The more that the year goes on and the more that I grow, I'm learning so much. And it's like, my perspective is changing every single day. I know that I said this on the season premiere of this season, but my mind has just been rapidly changing and I've been rapidly realizing a lot of different things. And that's what we're going to get into today. Today we're going to really talk about the just uncomfortable phases of life. And hold on. The bus is loud. But that's really what we're going to get into today. The just uncomfortable stages of life, and just trying to really do the growth and do the work that we've been saying that we wanted to do all this time. Let's just get right into it, shall we? So basically I just feel as though, and I was talking about this with my therapist last week, and she was like, you have a different way of articulating your words. Like she was like, I know that people, in tune with your podcast and they listen to what you have to say, but you really are someone who has been through real life things, who could help so many different people with her voice. Or even if you have a blog that you do, like your experience through life and trying to change and be the woman that you've always wanted to be is probably the same journey that a lot of other women are going through right now. So your voice and your experiences are needed for this world because you're the one that has the courage and the ability and the power to voice your opinion and voice how you feel and voice how things are affecting you. And it could be a very beneficial way to connect to other people because there are not a lot of people on, the podcast platforms that are talking about the hard behind the scenes aspects of life. I think, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of great podcasts out here, but I feel like mine in particular is just one that really, really talks about doing the work and really, really talks about getting to know yourself more and getting to know who you want to be, honestly, because I think we all have this vision of, I want to have this, I want to have this, I want to be this, but we don't really know what we want ourselves to embody. So it's almost like in order for you to become the person that you aspire to be, you have to believe that you have those tendencies or are capable of obtaining those tendencies. So I think for me, I've just been very, very uncomfortable in where I'm at in life. Like, and when I say uncomfortable, I mean in every area. Like, uncomfortable in my jobs, uncomfortable in my school journey, uncomfortable in my household, uncomfortable in life in general. Like, everything is just so uncomfortable for me. And I think that while it is also uncomfortable, there are areas that uncomfort is bringing a lot of clarification. Like, so many situations that I feel like I've buried or that I felt like I was over have resurfaced for me in the past couple weeks. And it's been like, okay, you're not over that because you didn't really get the clarification that you needed to be over that. And now it's just like I'm seeing things so differently. Like, for example, I have a close friend. Well, whatever. I think a part of being a podcast host for me also, it's very awkward because like the stories that I tell on my show, like the people that they're about are gonna be listening to the episode. So it's almost like they're gonna know that I'm talking about them, but at the same time I'm talking about them in order to like express my growth and how I feel. So it's like, yeah, babe, I'm talking about you, but like no tea, no shade. Like it's, you know what I mean? But I had this friend that I was super, super close with. Like we were literally locked in, like, but this was my friend. We were super, super close I think I met her when I was like maybe 10 or 11. And we were super, super locked in, super close for about, I think 9 or 10 years, I would say. Definitely like a long ass fucking time. And like this was my girl. Like we was locked in to the point where like over the pandemic, like in the beginning of the pandemic, when I wasn't really around people, my mom had this like drive-by birthday for me. Like, you know, the drive-by birthday parties where they fucking honking the horns and I got all the signs. It was I told my mom I did not want a drive-by birthday. And that's exactly what she did. But whatever. When I saw her, moral of the story is when I saw her, I started crying. Like I say that to show how much her presence in my life meant to me. Like, this is somebody that I really, really like loved so much. Like, and don't get me wrong, I still love her, but wait till the end of the story. So we was locked in, very cool for mad long. This was dead ass like my sister. And over the past year and a half, I would say things just shifted. And I'm also going to emphasize that I'm going to take accountability, because where I am right now from when we had the falling out is two totally different people. I'm going to own that, and I'm going to take accountability and be responsible for that fact. When we were beefing or whatever, I used to be the type of person, I should say. I used to be the type of person where like, I'm going to cut you off. Like, I'm done. Like, I don't want the going back and forth, because I was never okay with the concept of keeping somebody in your life just changing how you fuck with them. That was always so hard for me, because I always felt like, no, like I'm a girl that gives 100%. I'm genuine, I'm loyal, I'm loving. Like, if I love you, I love you. Like, I'm all in. I don't want to have to half-ass it and fuck with you a different type of way than I've been fucking with you all my life. You feel me? Like, I held on to that. I'm not going to change how I fuck with you. I'm just not going to fuck with you. Like, that was my mentality. So we ended up, I guess you could say that I cut her off, but it was more so like of being in a place of extreme frustration and hurt, and like, damn, I feel like my homegirl is kind of being whacked to me, and I feel like she's developing these new friendships and these other friendships with other people, and it's like, damn, yes, I am kind of jealous. Yes, I am not really okay with seeing her do other things with other people. That's just really what it was, because I was used to us doing things together for so long. Again, I'm taking accountability. And I was just like, fuck it. Like, if she don't treat me like this, I'm just going to stop fucking with her completely. That was my mentality. Cut her off. A couple months later, ran into her, whatever. We rekindled, whatever. Talked it out, you know, realized that whatever beef we had wasn't really no beef. It was just like two tourist women who are best friends, not seeing eye to eye with each other, and it's just like, fuck it, bitch. Like, we both bulls, and it was just not gonna work. So whatever. We rekindled, talked about it, and we realized like it wasn't that big of a deal. But again, we two tourist women who was going at it, and it was just like, fuck it. Fast forward to now. You know, a couple months after the falling out or whatever, we were in a good space. But this past weekend, I was around her, and I guess you could say like her new best friend now. Like, because I think that was the problem for me. Like, everybody in my life knew that was my best friend. Like, she held that title for so long. But I think after a certain while, after you're friends with somebody for so long, you start to get comfortable, and you start to not do the things that you once did for your friend in the beginning. Or, you know, you just like, it's literally, a friendship is literally like a relationship. And she's the woman that made me understand this, because like, it's the same thing. When you're in a friendship, yes, you want your friend to, you know, reassure you that they love you and that they care for you and that they're here for you. You want your friend to make time for you. You want your friend to do the same things that she used to do when you guys were younger. And you know what I mean? Like, it's the same as a relationship. And I felt like I wasn't being treated how I thought that I should have been treated as a friend. So That best friend title was something that I held onto so dearly because it was simply just for her. But now that I see her moving on and she has other friends that she may call her best friend, that was it was almost like just a very eye-opening experience. So over the weekend I had seen her and she was with her best friend now, and don't get me wrong, her best friend is cool. I have no animosity towards her best friend. It's just a simple fact that I stopped fucking with the best friend off the strength that like me and her just fell out, and I feel like you already swooping in and taking my spot. You know, it sounds very fucking childish, but like I said, I'm taking accountability, okay? So I know. But at the same time, it's not childish because it's like seeing somebody that you've grown up with. Literally, like me and this girl done been through so many boyfriends, friends, schools. We done so many different things together and literally grown up watching each other. So it's like now that I see you like moving on and building this friendship with someone else, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard for somebody like me. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we fell out and I made a decision to cut you off or do whatever. So it's almost like in my head it's like, yes, it does suck that you're like seeing your ex best friend move on and do other things with different people, but at the same time it's almost like life still goes on. I think that's the main lesson that my life is teaching me right now, is that life still goes on. No matter what your history is with people or no matter how you may feel about a situation, life is still going to go on. So I think seeing her just like, you know, do her thing with like her new friend, it's like, now that I'm talking about this now compared to when it happened a couple days ago, like I can look at it from a different perspective because I'm almost like, I'm taking the emotion away from it now, because I was very emotional after like it happened, because I was like, damn, like this sucks. Like, you know, that was my homegirl, my ride or die, and it's like I already have a horrible history of like female best friends, like horrible. Like every best friend that I've ever had has really like done some real shady, grimy shit to me, and it's like this was the one person that I was like, nah, like this is gonna be my bitch forever. Like, don't get me wrong, I still love her, but I saw this TikTok recently and the woman was like, we don't always necessarily have to cut people off, because at one point this person was all you had. She held you down when it came down to it. So realistically, you don't have to cut her off, because at a certain point in your life she was really all you had and she did everything that she could for you. You just have to fuck with her differently. And that is something that is so hard for me to grasp, because I know that it's true. Yes, I know. You know, we had whatever memories we created, but at the same time, we have to understand, like, the relationship is totally different now. Like, yes, that fucking hurts. That is so heart-aching when you really are in a situation or in a room with somebody that used to, like, really be locked in with you, and to see how things have changed and unfolded and become so different. That is the most heart-aching thing for me. And I kept having to catch myself in moments, and it's like, damn, like, this is so weird. And that's all I have to say about it. I just think right now, at this point in my life, there's been so many different scenarios back to back to back that have hurt my feelings. So I think I'm trying to program my mind to be on that timing, to where it's like, okay, if you can't fix it, let it be. Like, if you have no control over it, let it be. You know what I mean? But that's also so much easier said than done, and that takes a lot of practice to program and train your mind to be that way. But right now, I'm at a point where I'm taking a lot of L's right now. I'm taking a lot of L's right now, and it's almost like I'm proud of myself, because when I take these L's, in my mind, it's like, okay, something in this situation was necessary for you to learn from it. So figure out what the lesson was from this scenario and just apply it to the next situation. Apply it to the next experience that you have. This is the most strategic point in my life right now, because everything is a thought process. Everything has my wheels turning. Everything. And I've been, like I said, I've been getting my feelings hurt a lot lately. And it's like a major struggle. Like, I'm battling between being super, super sad because I have all these losses and I'm taking L after L after L. But it's also like very empowering, because it's like you're taking all these L's and you're trying so hard to remain positive and keep that positive mentality that it'll all be okay and it'll all work itself out, which it will. But I'm training myself on major mental strength right now because the amount of L's that I've taken and the way that I'm taking them recently, God, but it's like, I know my potential and I know where I'm set out to go in this lifetime. You can change your entire life in 1 year. Ever since I heard that one simple sentence, it has been in my head because I truly believe that. You can really change your entire life in 1 year. It only takes that 1%, adding that 1% every single day. But I think that's what I'm really, really also trying to focus on this year is like, it only takes 1 year to change your entire life. I want 2023 to be that year. But that also requires I just feel like there have been so many times in my life where it's like I can't wait to develop into who I've always wanted to be, right? I can't wait to have this. And I'm realizing that every obstacle that I'm being faced with right now is setting me up for that. Because it's like I'm learning so much about life right now. I'm learning about, life and home and developing a environment that you can prosper in as your home, as your sanctuary. I'm learning a lot about friendships, about relationships, and how I feel around certain people and how certain things make me feel. I'm learning so much about life at one time. I think that's why it's overwhelming for me. Because it's like, there's just so many aspects of my life coming together, coming at me. I had this on the season premiere when the year had just started. I said, I feel like my perspective is shifting. I feel like just things are different for me, and now I'm really understanding what it is that's changing. I have places that I want to go, things that I want to see, people that I want to see, and it's like, in order for me to get there, you have to do the work. You have to be uncomfortable, and you have to sit through everything that you have to sit through in order to get to where you want to go. So I'm so appreciative of my journey and the things that I've learned and the things that I'm still learning right now. But it's almost like, damn, like, can I get a break? Like, can I chill? Can I vibe? That whole friendship thing is one component of it, but at the same time, like, it's like back and forth with that, because I can't really be too upset about that, because it's like, y'all had a falling out and you decided that you wanted to cut her off, so how can you really be upset with somebody for moving on with their life and starting new friendships? You know what I mean? It's that almost feels karmic. One thing about karma, she ain't skipping nobody. You might think you lucked out because it's been a while and you ain't gotten no bad juju back from the time you did Tyrone dirty. But I'm telling you, Miss Karma, like, I'm learning so much from that. This is just a lot of things that I've been seeing on social media that have really like, turned on like the thinking lamp in my head. Also, I saw this post where it was like, a woman was talking about how she felt like the man that she was attracted to was just out of her league. And her friends were talking about like, you're beautiful. Don't say anybody's out of your league. Like, she was basically saying that sometimes, we're both attractive. We're both, we both have success in life. It's not anything to do with our looks or what we have. Sometimes you can be out of somebody's league based on how much healing you've done. She basically expressed that, like, he has worked on things that I haven't even touched yet in my life. So his emotional intelligence or our emotional intelligence is what categorizes us as being in different leagues. Like the woman said, I have a lot of work that I need to do in order to feel like I'm not taking away from his wholeness. Or I have a lot of work that I need to do within myself that would set me up for a great relationship later on down the line. Because I think that there's only so much healing that you can do by yourself, but that healing that requires you to be by yourself, you have to give it your undivided attention. You literally have to. I think when you're dating somebody and you both are on your healing journey, I think that's beautiful, because like I said, there's only so much healing you can do by yourself. So when you're in a relationship with somebody and you're learning them and they're learning you, there are going to be different things that you guys are going to have to heal together. Some things when it comes to relationships or, in that area, you can't heal those things by yourself because you're not in a relationship. You don't have that other person challenging you, mentally or emotionally. So I know that I would love to be in a relationship, but first of all, I need to really strengthen my emotional intelligence, because there are certain situations that I know I cannot handle maturely, which is a huge form of my maturity to even be able to express that. But I think this is something that I'm working on also, because there, like I said, certain situations right now that like will hurt my feelings. It'll just be like, okay, don't get so upset. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out why it's upsetting you. What do you feel like is the lesson that needs to be learned here? What, like, it's all about self-talk and talking yourself through things that make you feel uncomfortable or make you feel upset or make you feel angry. Talk to yourself. Figure out what it is that's causing, what's triggering you. What is it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like there are different situations that I feel like I need more time to myself to learn from. Different things in my life through different scenarios and different experiences. It's the same lesson, but it's different experiences. Life is going to go on in your friendships, in your relationships, in life in general. Life is going to continue to move. Either you solve the problems with the people that you want to solve your problems with, or you cut them off and you remove them from your life. Either way, both of your lives are still going to go on, with or without the other person in it. And that's really, I think, when we were in the middle of, like, you know, our going back and forth and not seeing eye to eye, I didn't think that far. Or I wasn't able to think that far because I didn't learn that lesson yet. And I think if I would have sat down and I really would have looked at the dynamic of the relationship and everything that I felt was wrong and everything that she felt was wrong, and if I would have sat down and thought about it like, there may be a point 6 months from now where I'm in a room with her and her new best friend. Is that a situation that I want to bring on myself? Is that something that I feel like I'm okay with, seeing her move on and develop new friendships and other friendships? Is that something that I'm okay with? If I would have sat down and weighed those options with myself when we were going through the back and forth and like not seeing eye to eye, my response probably would have been different. So not only is life teaching me right now that life is going to continue to go on, but it's also teaching me to think about the decisions that I think I want to make. So that's probably another lesson that I'm trying to, that you know, the universe is trying to teach me. When you feel like you want to respond to something, make sure you take that time to, number one, be silent, because I feel like that's also something I'm learning. I'm learning so much, but being silent when something triggers you and allowing your body and your mind and your heart to really sit with that and feel that before you speak and before you react could do you so good in a situation. Because I'm one of those people where it's like, I'm very reactive. Like, oh, what happened? What was, like, I'm very reactive. But at this point in my life, it's like, you don't always have to be so quick to respond. And sometimes, what I've also learned, sometimes you'll give yourself the silence and you'll give yourself the time to really feel however it is you feel, and you won't even want to respond. Because I feel like silence is also a response. That's the loudest response anybody could give you, is them being silent. The energy has changed now. Like, calling myself out on my bullshit. It's very hard. It's very triggering. But you gotta call yourself out on your bullshit to be a better person. Like, that's really what it is. I think for so long I was just so stuck in, oh, I am who I am. Like, I always had this just mentality, and this is literally up until a couple months ago. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, my mind has shifted so rapidly. But I'm always that person where it's like, oh, I'll let them go. I don't give a fuck. I'll cut anybody off, which is how I've been coping with a lot of different things all my life. Bro, I don't talk to half my fucking family on both sides. And I mean, they're different because I don't really give a fuck. But this is really teaching me, like, if you're gonna make that decision to remove somebody's access from your life, make sure you're sure about it. Because when you want to double back later on, and you are put in a situation where you really get to see that life is going to go on without you, that shit is gonna hurt like hell. But it's also just a part of you learning and realizing, like, you know, okay, maybe in this situation I might have OD'd, maybe I might have, did too much, but that's also a part of learning. Calling yourself out on your bullshit and understanding when you might have did too much in a certain situation, or you know what, you might have did too little in a certain situation. But it is what it is. I think moving forward, I really just have to be sure about every decision that I'm making, every relationship that I decide to give my energy to. I think life is kicking my ass right now, but life is also teaching me how to get right the fuck back up. Like, I feel like I'm in a boxing ring with life, and she's going ham on me, but it's also a part of my training, where it's like, I'm going ham on you right now, so that when you are able to fight back, you give it your fucking all, and you fight. But I'm going to train you, and I'm going to kick your ass a little bit, because that's all a part of you growing and learning. And whatever moves that I use on you, you use on other people. So, that's how I feel right now. I think that I'm about to go to therapy in like 45 minutes, but so next week I will have something else. Actually, next week we're going to have another collab. A collaboration with the brand Wonac, WONAC, which stands for We Only Need a Chance. That is also another great episode that I'm really, really excited for you guys to see. Me and Lay is who I had on the show. We had a really, really good conversation about just supporting each other and being, Black business owners, and, the social media. We talked about everything, and I think that's going to be really dope, and you guys are going to really like that one. So that one will be dropping next week. This week is just going to be solo. I have an episode that I'm really excited to record tomorrow with a cool group of guys. Hopefully everything falls through. Thank you, God. But yeah, I have some really, really good. This season we're gonna get into the. We're just gonna go up. We gonna up the score every season. I think I've gotten a lot of love this season already. I've gotten a lot of feedback this season already. I've gotten a lot of I'm back in my podcasting realm and in my mode. So I hope you guys love every episode so far. Yeah, that's all I got to talk about today. I just gave y'all all the tea on my life, and I hope y'all take away some gems. I hope y'all, kind of listen to my story and be like, okay, I just had something that similar to that just happened to me. Maybe I should listen to what she's saying, and maybe I should, take that into consideration for my life. So I hope you guys just, listen with open ears. That's my goal for you guys every episode. Listen with open ears, whether it's just me or me with a guest. Listen with open ears, because you never know. This show is all about different perspectives and different conversations. So whatever perspective you hear, I hope you learn something new about that person, or just learn something new about the topic in general. So I love y'all. I hope you have an amazing week next week. Next week, again, like I said, we got a collab. So stay tuned for that, because it's going to be fucking dope. I hope this episode didn't make you too sad, because, honestly, I was fighting back tears the first 25 minutes. But that's just because, life is really smacking a bitch right now. But I love y'all. I hope y'all have an amazing week. See you next week. Bye.
Roscoe, you bastard.